Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of Entertainment Tonight Extra, where we dive deep into the scandal that's rocking the world of daytime television and Hollywood royalty. I'm your host, Alex Rivera, and today we're unpacking the jaw-dropping incident that unfolded on the set of ITV's beloved Loose Women, the shocking moment when legendary actor Morgan Freeman was unceremoniously kicked off the show following a heated altercation with fiery panelist Denise Welch. Picture these: it's a crisp autumn morning in London, the studio lights buzzing with anticipation as the audience settles in for what was billed as a light-hearted chat about Freeman's latest memoir, Reflections from the Red Couch, a book that's already topping charts with its candid tales from a career spanning over 6 decades. Freeman, at 88 years young, strides onto the set with that signature gravitas, his deep baritone voice echoing as he greets the crowd with a warm, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen." If any snuck in, the panel, featuring the ever-opinionated Denise Welch alongside her co-hosts Christine Lamparda and Nadia Sawalha, beams with excitement. After all, who wouldn't want to pick the brain of the man who's voiced God himself? But beneath the surface politeness, tensions simmer like a pot about to boil over. Denise, known for her no-holds-barred style and her advocacy for mental health and women's rights, had been vocal in recent interviews about the need for Hollywood to reckon with its past, particularly the #Me Too reckonings that have toppled icons. Little did the producers know, inviting Freeman, a figure who's faced his own whispers of controversy back in 2018, would ignite a firestorm that no amount of commercial breaks could extinguish. As the cameras roll, the conversation starts innocently enough, with Freeman regaling the audience with anecdotes from the Shawshank Redemption, his eyes twinkling as he describes breaking free from prison walls, both literal and figurative. The women nod appreciatively, laughter rippling through the studio like gentle waves. But then, Denise leans in, her trademark bob haircut framing a face etched with curiosity and a hint of steel. "Morgan," she begins, her Geordie accent cutting through the air like a knife, "your career is the stuff of legends. But let's talk rela. Hollywood's changed since your heyday. As the cameras capture every 10th second, let's zoom in on the heart of the storm. Denise Welch, the 67-year-old powerhouse whose journey from Coronation Street to Loose Women has been marked by unapologetic honesty. Born in Newcastle, Denise has worn her heart on her sleeve, openly discussing her battles with clinical depression and addiction, turning personal pain into public empowerment. She's the voice that doesn't whisper, she roars. On this fateful day, dressed in a sharp red blazer that matches her fiery spirit, she locks eyes with Freeman, her question not just probing but prophetic. "Morgan, the allegations in 2018, 8 women speaking out about inappropriate behavior on sets. How has that shaped your view on consent and power?" The studio gasps collectively. It's the elephant in the room, dressed in elephant suit. Freeman, seated across from her in a tailored navy suit, his salt and pepper beard impeccably groomed, pauses, his response is measured, that godlike voice booming. "Those were difficult times, Denise. I apologized, reflected, and the work continued." We can't live in the past. But Denise, fueled by her own history of being dismissed in the industry, isn't buying the brevity. Apologies are starts, but change requires more. "Women on your sets felt silenced by your stature. How do we ensure that doesn't happen again?" The co-hosts exchange glances, Nadia nodding in support, Christine looking for an out. The audience, a mix of loyal Loose Women fans and curious tourists, leans forward, phones at the ready to capture the drama. Freeman's face hardens, his hands gesturing broadly as he counters, "I've been in this business 60 years. Playfulness isn't predation. Let's not rewrite history to fit narratives." The word narratives lands like a grenade, implying fabrication, and Denise's eyes flash. Playfulness? When a production assistant feels uncomfortable lifting her skirt, that's not pliant power. The reference to the specific 2018 CNN report hangs heavy, pulling the veil off what was meant to be a promotional puff piece. Backstage, producers are in meltdown mode, one whispering into a walkie-talkie, "We're going viral, but for the wrong reasons." The altercation escalates as Freeman stands slightly, his height imposing even seated, and retorts, "Young lady, I've narrated the creation of the world. I know power and I wielded it with respect. Now, Rewind with me to understand the man at the center of this maelstrom, Morgan Freeman, the 88-year-old icon whose voice alone can soothe or command nations. From his breakouts in Street Smart to Oscar glory and Million Dollar Baby, Freeman's career is a tapestry of gravitas and grace. But beneath the narration of March of the Penguins and the wisdom of the story of God, lie shadows from 2018, when CNN revealed accounts from 8 women of harassment to touches on skirts, comments on clothing, a climate of discomfort enabled by his status. Freeman's response was a statement regretting any discomfort caused, but critics called it insufficient, a brush off from a man too powerful to fall. Fast forward to Loose Women, where he's promoting his memoir, hoping to reclaim narrative control. The book delves into his Mississippi roots, his military service, his loves and losses, including the pain of his step-grandson's murder. It's raw, vulnerable, a side of Freeman rarely seen. Yet, as he shares a story about resilience on set, Denise interrupts, her voice steady. Resilience is key, Morgan, but for whom? The women who left sets in tears? The panel shifts uncomfortably. This is Loose Women's wheelhouse, raw, real, revelatory, but with a guest of Freeman's caliber, it's treacherous terrain. He leans back, chuckling dryly at first. Denise, you're a force, but let's not turn my book launch into a trial. The audience laughs nervously, but Denise doubles down, citing statistics on Hollywood's gender pay gap and abuse rates, her passion a blend of intellect and indignation. Freeman, feeling cornered, his baritone dropping an octave, says, I've lifted more people up than down. Ask my co-stars. But the mention of co-stars brings to mind actresses like Annabella Sora, who in #Me Too's wake spoke of industry-wide issues, indirectly echoing Freeman's past. The altercation builds like a storm, thunder in their words. Lifting up, Denise retorts, or holding down. Power imbalances aren't abstract, they're lived. The studio lights seem hotter, the air thicker, a producer signals frantically from the wings, but the hosts are in the zone. The show's spirit of debate unleashed. Freeman, unaccustomed to such direct confrontation from women in a forum like this, rises to his full 6'2" frame during a commercial tease, but knows the heat is on air. As they return from break, Denise opens with a zinger. Morgan, your voice narrates gods, but does it listen to mortals? The crowd roars, and Freeman's patience snaps, his response laced with frustration. Mortals, we're all human, but some hunt for headlines over healing. The temperature in the studio hits boiling point as Freeman's words hang in the air like smoke from a fired gun. Denise, her cheeks flushed with the righteousness of her cause, doesn't back down. Instead, she amplifies, her voice rising to match his timbre. Headlines, this is about hearts, Morgana, hearts broken by men who mistake authority for entitlement. The audience is split, some cheering Denise's stand, others murmuring sympathy for the elder statesman of cinema. Co-host Nadia jumps in, trying to mediate with her trademark warmth. Let's remember we're all here for conversation, not confrontation. But it's too late, the genie's out, and it's a snarling beast. Freeman, his eyes blazing behind those wire-rimmed glasses, points a finger not aggressively, but emphatically at Denise. Entitlement? I've earned every inch of my place through sweat and story. You sit in judgment from a soapbox, but have you walked in my shoes? The reference to Denise's soap opera past stings, a low blow implying her perspective is lesser, tabloid fodder rather than substantive. Gasps ripple through the crowd, phones light up like fireflies, capturing the raw exchange. Denise, hurt but unbroken, counters swiftly. Shoes? Try heels on a set where the star's jokes make you question your safety. I've walked those, and worse. Her allusion to her own experiences with media harassment and mental health stigma adds layers, turning personal into universal. The panel erupts, a Christine calling for calm, but the damage is done. Producers, watching monitors in horror, hit the panic button, signaling for a hard cut. But Freeman, standing now, his presence filling the stage like a scene from one of his epics, declares, this isn't dialogue, it's ambush. I'm done. He turns to leave, but Denise, in a move that's pure Loose Women legend, stands too, her 5'4" frame no match physically but a titan in spirit. Done. When women say stop, you stop. That's the lesson Hollywood needs. The audience erupts, Applause thundering as security edges closer, unsure. A producer rushes on set, microphone in hand, stammering, "Mr. Freeman, please, let's take a break." But Freeman, dignity intact yet frayed, waves them off. "No break needed. Tell your viewers, truth hurts, but silence kills." In the immediate aftermath, the Loose Women studio feels like a battlefield after the charge, echoes of raised voices lingering in the air vents. The audience, buzzing with a mix of shock and solidarity, files out under staff guidance, whispering furiously about what they've witnessed. On set, the remaining panelists huddle, Christine Lampard taking the lead as they ad-lib a closing segment that pivots to lighter fairy celebrity baby news. Perhaps to salvage the hour, but the damage, or triumph, depending on your view, is irrevocable. ITV cuts the feed early, replacing the final segment with a pre-recorded promo for Britain's Got Talent, leaving viewers across the pond and beyond glued to their screens in disbelief. Twitter now's lights up like New Year's Eve. Denise Welch just #MeToo'd Morgan Freeman live. Iconic or overstep? Racks up thousands of likes, while Freeman fans counter with "Let the man promote his book in PC ageism much." The divide is generational, ideological, a mirror to society's fractures. Back in Los Angeles, Freeman's team circles the wagons, drafting responses that balance defense with deflection. A source close to the actor tells Variety, Morgan is disappointed in the tone he came for dialogue. Got Debate Club. Meanwhile, Denise, ever the battler, posts a selfie from the set. Tough convos save lives. Grateful for my panel sisters. #accountability. Her follower count surges, as does support from #MeToo architects like Trana Burke, who retweets with a simple yes. The media frenzy is instant and insatiably. BBC News runs a breaking segment, The Guardian pens an op-ed on when icons meet activists, and TMZ digs for dirt on past Welch-Freeman non-interactions, finding none but speculating wildly. Ratings for the episode, once aired in full online, skyrocket, proving scandal sells. But for Denise, it's bittersweet. She fields calls from concerned family, her son, TV host Matt Baker, texting pride mixed with worry,